Hey Kyle, Andy Martinez from Marquee Sports Network. Just curious what the timeline was like for you. When did you kind of know this was a possibility, and what was your reaction to the trade?
Um, well, it was actually kind of funny. I was actually in Miles Straw's wedding down in Bradenton, which is about an hour south of me. Uh, kind of when this all came down. But I see some of the trade rumors just on the internet and whatnot. For however real they are. But so I kind of knew it was somewhat of a possibility. You never know if it's actually going to happen or not in baseball or any sports until it's actually done. But it was kind of funny. I was at the wedding, so I was also trying to deal with doing all the groomsmen stuff and getting prepared for their wedding while also trying to field some calls and whatnot on that day. So um, kind of funny how that was all working out, but obviously ended up on the Cubs now, and I'm excited to start my career with them.
Bruce Levine from WSCR Radio and Marquee Sports Network. First of all, welcome to Chicago. And second of all, when you spend your whole career with a one organization, how much time do you think you need to shake the fact that you're no longer an Astro and you're a Chicago Cub?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I've had to experience yet in my career. I mean, I've been with the Astros ever since I got drafted in 2015, coming up through the minor leagues and make my way up to the big leagues, and up and down throughout 18 and 19, and then up since 20. So definitely enjoyed my time with Houston, not just on the field play, but in the clubhouse, off the field with the guys in the community with Houston. It's a phenomenal city, phenomenal fan base, and I can't say enough good things about Houston. But you know, I, like I said, I never experienced playing with another team or being on another team or being traded or anything. So in that aspect, it's a little weird. But I mean, I had a few guys that already reached out to me on the Cubs team, so they're just kind of expressing their excitement. Happy to have me and everything. Gonna love the city, and I know I've been to Chicago to both play the White Sox and against the Cubs, and just being in the city and everything is pretty cool. It's pretty special, and especially on the north side with the Cubs. I think I played against them for the first time in the big leagues last year, and it was a pretty cool experience just to be at Wrigley Field and be in front of the fans, and you can see how lively it is there. So I think for the most part, I'm hoping it'll be a smooth transition, especially like I said, with everyone already reaching out and just saying how excited they are. And I know Cubs fans from just watching their games and also playing against them this past year, just kind of how they are so excited about the Cubs and they're super into baseball. So I'm hoping it'll be a pretty easy transition, even though it's like I said, a little weird just because I've been with Houston for so long and I've had so many great memories with them.
Hey Kyle, would you mind please tilting your camera down a little bit?
Sorry, is this
Yeah, that's perfect.
working right? Is that
Yeah, I
better?
gotcha. That's
Sorry.
perfect. Thank you.
Hey Kyle, this is Megan Monmiro with the Chicago Tribune. You know, Jed was talking about how throughout the offseason they wanted to really add a difference maker to the lineup. I guess just what does it mean to you that obviously they see you as that kind of hitter, and obviously you've shown it over the last few years of your career. Just what does it mean to be valued that way by your new organization?
I mean, it's nice. They wouldn't have traded for me. I feel like if they didn't like me. So I'm excited that they're excited as well. So I know I've already talked to Craig, Jed, and a few other people uh, as far as like the staff goes on the team. So I'm excited to start like actually getting onto the field and going out and meeting them and being able to work with them. So I'm excited to play and do whatever they see fit and try and just do it to the best of my abilities to try and win some games.
Hey Kyle, Sahadev Sharma with The Athletic. Kind of off of what Megan was saying, you've played with a lot of big names, Jordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman, Carlos Correa, all those guys.
Mhm.
Played in big games, obviously, too. but now that, it's kind of like they look at you as like you're the guy. This is the player that's taking this team supposedly to the next level. Do you kind of embrace that pressure? How do you look at it?
Personally, I just try and do my part in whatever that is, whether it's fielding, base running, hitting, just stuff in the clubhouse or just in the community. I just try and do my part to help out and do what we need to do to win games, whether that's, trying to make a diving play or move a runner over, get a hit, steal a bag. I'm gonna try and do everything that I'm capable of doing, and try and do it at a high level. So that's kind of how I play and how I've done throughout my whole career. So I'm just trying to, continue that over in Chicago now. And like I said, I'm here to just help our team win, help the organization win, help out the fans. So I'm just excited to get to it.
Here's one of those media questions that have guys like you not wanting to talk to media anymore. So I'll preface it by saying, would you be open to staying in Chicago if it's a soft landing for you here the first few months? And would you address free agency before that came up?
I mean, kind of like I've always said, I'm always open to talks and see where that leads. I'm, like I said, always open to that. You never know what the future's going to hold, but in terms of that, kind of just see how things progress throughout the next however long, and see where it leads us. But like I said, I'm always open for talks or negotiations and just kind of seeing where that leads. But I mean, definitely Chicago's, great city to play in, great city just in general. So, I'm open for anything.
Hey Kyle, Jay Cohen, Associated Press. You know, uh, like a lot of players that come to Chicago talk about the difference in playing so many day games, um, and how that affects your schedule and getting used to that. Is that something that you have thought about and how you might handle that? And then secondly, I know you said you heard from a lot of players. If you could just tell us a couple names, like what they might have said or anything you're willing to share about who you actually talked to.
Um, I mean, like Dansby, uh, Jameson texted me, Nico, a few others, just to name a few. But they were just basically expressing how excited they are for me to now join the Cubs and be with them and be able to get out on the field with them and start playing. And then I just kind of responded and was just like, yeah, I'm excited, everything. Can't wait to see meet everyone and actually get out there and start playing in front of all the fans and in the city and kind of just getting the ins and outs of how the Cubs organization works, not only like the season but also spring training, because I've always had spring training down in Jupiter, West Palm, or I mean Kissimmee one time. So that's kind of also some of the stuff. But I'm hoping like the day game part. I mean, everyone knows that Cubs typically play a lot more day games than everyone else, but hopefully spring training we play a lot of day games, so it's probably an easier transition just to get into that because you're always waking up early and getting after it. But I mean, our job entails getting up early and playing those day games, so I'm here to do that regardless of what time the game's played, whether it's 1 o'clock or 7 or 6, whatever. Like I'm gonna show up and put my work in, do my business, and get out there and try and do the best I can to win the game. So in that aspect, I feel like it's not really going to matter because you still have to go out there and do your job and perform regardless of what time you're playing at. So times are kind of just, it is what it is. That's the schedule, and you just got to go out there and not worry about if it's early or not. You still got to go out and perform no matter what. So we're just going to try and do that.
Kyle, Jesse Rogers with ESPN. Follow up to your last year of team control. A lot of times guys get traded from their original team and it kind of opens up their eyes to the whole league. In some sense, are you kind of like, well, at this point, I'm sort of looking forward to free agency now that I've moved on from my original team? Is there part of you that's feeling that way?
I mean, kind of like I said, I mean, I'm open to anything, whether that's now or later. Kind of just see how it goes. But in terms of, contracts or anything, I feel like as long as I go out and do my job out on the field, like that stuff will kind of take care of it itself. My job's not to worry about all of that. It's to go out there, perform, and, put up numbers and try and win games, get to the playoffs, more World Series. And then kind of how I do things is just the rest will take care of itself. If you have your numbers and whatnot, you can deal with the rest. But like I said, I'm open to anything and everything. I feel like there's no harm in just listening and having some talks back and forth and see where they lead.
That you're one of the most underrated stars in baseball. How do you look at that yourself? And I see that smile. Steve Sparks told me to be aware of your dry sense of humor and watch out for it.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I obviously a little different with, media members as I am with, friends or in the clubhouse. But I try and be as open as possible with whoever I'm talking to and as real as possible with them. So that's kind of how I try and deal with things. So yeah.
What about the underrated part of the fact that you played with so many stars that your star was kind of clouded over by the fact that you're a 5-tool player and maybe a lot of people don't know much about you?
I mean, yeah, like I said, I try and do anything and everything out on the field. I feel like it's important to not skip certain parts of baseball just because you may not want to be good at it. I don't really understand not wanting to be better at any little thing in baseball, whether it's base running or trying to go first or third, trying to steal a bag, whether it's just trying to cut balls off in the outfield, like little things like that kind of help your game along with the hitting side. But in terms of like the underrated stuff, like I don't worry about it. I don't worry about who I'm playing with, whether they're bigger names, smaller names. I don't really care as long as we're all on the same page and wanting to go out there and try and win games for each other and everyone's giving effort. I feel like that's the most important part. And in terms of recognition or anything, that's more media and fan stuff, which is all great and everything. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to go out there and win games. And, if more hype comes with it or not, that's fine. But I just try and do my job and do the best I can at it.
Hey Kyle, Ryan Herrera with CHGO here. When you mentioned some of the players that have reached out to you, but when you kind of take a look at the roster or the coaching staff, like what are your impressions of the situation you're coming into here with the Cubs?
I like it. I mean, I've started to see like potential like lineup configurations and what like a roster is going to look like or whatever. Obviously, that can change at any point in time throughout spring training until the season starts. So you really don't know what it's going to look like. But I mean, there's definitely some guys on there that I think can play and some guys that can contribute to our team winning. I mean, you still got Dansby, who's nasty at short. PCA's in center. I've been watching all of his like defensive highlights and everything, and I feel like he's just flying around the place, catching everything. So, I mean, there's definitely guys that can contribute and play really well, and hit all the way throughout the whole lineup. And I know a few people on the pitching staff and in the bullpen that have really good arms and can figure a lot of things out and get out of jams and try and go deep into games. So I think if we can all just kind of get on the same page, everyone kind of does their own job, and everyone's supportive and pushing each other to get better. I think this team can go as far as we want, really. So I'm just here to do my part and try and contribute to that and try and do as much as I can to move everyone forward.
Hey, Kyle, Matt Cowhart from the Houston Chronicle. The Astros haven't really made a lot of moves like this with trading away players who have been part of their core. Just what was your level of surprise that they made this move with you before your last year of control?
I mean, obviously, you never know what's going to happen in the game. And some of the times it's out of your control and things just happen. But like I said, I didn't have much control because I mean I don't have a no trade clause or anything else. So in that aspect, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, whether I was going to stay or get traded or to what team or anything. So kind of everything just kind of leads up and is what it is. But obviously ended up getting traded to the Cubs organization now. So like I said, at the beginning, I appreciate everything that the Houston Astros Foundation, or not the foundation, the team, and the city itself has done for me and my family since I got drafted in 15 till now. And I don't think I could have gone to a much better organization than the Cubs. So I'm excited to start playing in front of the fans and in the city and everything now. So a lot of things in life and sports and everything kind of is what it is. Stuff happens, whatnot. Some stuff's out of your control, but you just gotta make the most with it. I'm still real close with everyone on the Astros. It's not like we're all enemies now or anything, or I hate everyone over there. No, that's not it. Obviously whenever we'd play against them, I would prefer to win, but at the end of the day, I'm still close with a lot of those guys, and they're some close friends of mine.
If I could just
Wrigley.
quick,
Sorry.
sorry, just do a quick follow. Did the at any point this year, did the Astros approach you about a potential extension this calendar year before the trade?
Like in the off season or anything?
In spring training or during the season?
I think there's been like a little bit back and forth, but for the most part, I just kind of played out the year, and then obviously eventually got traded. So,
Wrigley Field experience been like, and you're, looking forward to Cub fans and being a Cub?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, last year I think was the first time I played in Wrigley Field throughout my big league career, at least. And it was a lot of fun. I know it was cold, but it was a lot of fun. Those fans love their Cubs, love just the neighborhood and surrounding areas of Wrigley Field, and I feel like they're sold out pretty much every single game, win or lose. They come out and support their team. So that's kind of how it felt from the visiting side. Now obviously I get to experience it from the home side, and really get to experience the love that the city and the fans kind of show their Cubs, and excited to just get out there and start playing in front of them and kind of showing them what I can do to help them.
Hey, Kyle, how frustrating was it for you dealing with the shin injury last year? And I know it came back at the end, so I'm guessing you've had pretty healthy off season, but take us through that experience and getting over that and going into a healthy off season.
I mean, obviously you don't ever plan on getting hurt or anything. You try and do everything you can in the weight room and on the field to avoid anything. But obviously some things happen. Obviously, fouled a ball off my leg and fractured my shin. So in the aspect that I just couldn't get out there and play, especially for, about half the year, that part was frustrating because, I would just sit on the bench or, and just watch them go out and play. And, they did a phenomenal job, and were able to hold it down for the time that I was out. And, it was a lot of fun watching them. But obviously at the same time, I would prefer to be out there with them. So in that aspect, it was a little, frustrating because I've never had to really experience any sort of injury or, setback to where I've never been able to post for games. And, hopefully that doesn't happen again, knock on wood. So I'm just excited to, start the season, get to spring training, and then I know we go to Japan for a few games and then come back, finish spring training, and then start the season again. So I'm excited to just get out there, start posting games, and putting up some numbers and just trying to win games.
Hey, Kyle, this is Patrick Mooney from The Athletic. When you mentioned kind of lineup configurations and your talks with the front office, the manager, teammates, do you get a sense that the Cubs are going to keep kind of pushing in here and try to maximize your year in Chicago?
I I don't know, and I can't speak for the front office. That's kind of their side of things. All I can control and do is just go out there and, you know, post every single day and try and put up as many numbers as I can and try and do whatever I can to win games. So the rest of the stuff in terms of whatever other signings or acquisitions or whatnot isn't really my job. It's more of the front office. So I just kind of let them handle their thing and do what they think's best to, you know, put together as best of a team as possible. And then I just try and go out there and help the guys on the team and just try and win some games.
This will be the fourth manager you've had in like 6 or 7 years. What impact do the managers have on your career? How much are you looking forward to getting together with council more as the offseason progresses?
I mean, I'm excited to, you know, actually, you know, meet everyone in person and get out there and, you know, start to work with them. So that part's exciting. And I know I've had few managers over the years and whatnot, but I mean, every single one of them has been great towards me, and every single one of them has been, you know, great for the team in terms of just trying to put everyone in the best position to win and try and have the best position to succeed in whatever it is, whether you're a reliever trying to bring you into the best spot to get outs, or, you know, if you're kind of a platoon guy trying to just put you in the best position for you to succeed in those certain games and whatnot and play the matchups. So, I mean, everyone from Hench, Dusty, Joe, and obviously now Craig has been great towards me. I can't say a bad thing about anyone. So, you know, I'm excited to start playing for Craig and see where everything goes.
Adam McCalvey from MLB.com. You know, you're coming from a team, Houston, where it's the expectation is playoffs every year, and maybe the fans expect that as well. And now you go to a team that hasn't been there for a couple of years in a ballpark where they haven't experienced that for a couple of years. Does that change anything for you at all? Do you expect any kind of different experience going to a club that hasn't been there for a while?
For me personally, no. I know in Houston, as a team, our expectation has been, you know, winning our division, getting to the playoffs, and winning World Series. And I do that at a more personal level as well. So I'm just going to continue that in Chicago, regardless of however many wins or what, you know, place the team has been in the past. That's also in the past. This is a new year. We have a new opportunity. I know there's going to be maybe a few different faces on the team and whatnot, like such as me. So, I mean, I think the mindset, regardless of what team you're on, should always be winning, going out there every single day and winning every single game. Like I've always said, and a few people here have heard it before, is like, I'm not going to show up just to go out there and play and lose. Like, if I'm going to show up, I might as well win. So that's kind of the mindset I take into every game, every single day, and try and kind of express that throughout the team as well. So that's kind of how the vibe in our clubhouse has been in Houston, and I'm hoping to try and replicate that the exact same way in Chicago. So I'm excited to just get after it with them.